Okay.
Can you hit play on there? Or are you going to?
I don't see a play.
Wait, keep going left.
Oh, right here?
Yep.
Oh, what does that do? Oh, okay. All right. Let's see here. Okay, we're going to be talking about conversation conversions and how to find people who need what you have. So, first of all, we have to remember that all prospects are not created equal. Oops. Do you guys have like a thing blocking some of the words? Or is that just on my screen?
I just moved my people to the bottom.
Okay, well, I can't find my cursor, so I can't do that. Anyways, so all prospects are not created equal. Don't sell the same package to everyone. While a package doesn't change in essence, like the 21-day fix challenge pack obviously has the same thing for everyone who buys it, it's not going to satisfy the same problem for everybody because everybody has a unique problem that needs a unique solution. So even though it's the same package that's going to be solving that problem, it's not the same problem and it's not the same solution. So you can't approach every person and sell them the 21-day fix because, they're going to lose 20 pounds, because not everybody cares so much about the pounds. Maybe they just want to feel healthier, or maybe they just want to be involved in something. Maybe it's not even the 21-day fix that they even really care about that much. Maybe they just want to be a part of the accountability group. So just make sure you realize that every person you're talking to is different and has different needs, even if they are interested in the same thing. Don't assume anyone needs this business. My biggest problem I had when I was a new coach was that I was messaging people who I'd seen like a status on Facebook, and I just assumed that, oh, well, they said that they want to, start living healthier. So obviously they want to be a coach on my team. So I would just immediately message them and be like, oh, I saw your status. This is perfect for you, blah, blah, blah. And I was just really excited. And I really did think that it was perfect for them, but I didn't know anything about their problems or what about their life they were trying to better, or even how this would fit into their lives. I didn't know, if they worked, if they were in relationships. I didn't know anything about them, but here I was saying I have the perfect solution for your problem. Don't do that. Don't assume anyone needs this business, but then again, don't assume anyone doesn't. I have a coach who's actually on this call who I use this example all the time because I'm kicking myself for it. Because if she hadn't been brave enough to ask me about it, she's a rock star, so she might have missed out on this opportunity, and it might not have been able to change her life the way that it is. But I just assume, she works, she has 4 children, she's busy, she, doesn't need to take on anything else. She's probably stretched so thin. I never even brought up this coaching opportunity to her, even though I saw her in the challenge group. I saw her doing so great with her fix, and I saw her falling in love with this program, and still I just assumed she would never want anything to do with coaching. And now she just loves it and she's doing great things with it. So don't assume anyone needs this business, and don't assume anyone doesn't. It's just, I have something, you may or may not need it, but here, let's have a conversation and we'll find out. Get to know who you're talking to before you pretend to know why they may want to hear from you. That just goes back to what I was saying before. Don't assume that you know how this is going to help them before you've actually had a conversation with them and know anything about their lives, because people are not going to want to listen to you if you just come out of the woodwork and are like, I see you have this problem and I have this solution. Let's be best friends. Nobody wants that. And the categories are, okay, so there are so many ways that, so many angles that this business can help or better somebody's life. And even, if you sat down and thought about it, I'm sure you could come up with even more categories and more in tune to what you fell in love with about the business for, but I've come up with 7 for you. The weight loss, better health, community and friendship, empowerment, finances, your future, and passion. And those are just ones that hit home for me, and you'll probably see why in the next few slides. But so those are just different bridges. I'll call them the bridges to the business. A lot of people were having trouble trying to discover or trying to get their conversations from just having friendly conversation, which is fine, to how do I end up bringing up Beachbody? How do I see if they want what I need without being like totally random out of the blue? Do you want to know more about coaching? So those are the bridges. Who can you help? So for the first category, for people who weight loss, you might look for people who are college students. Either they're going on spring break or they're going on summer break. Brides to be are always looking. I mean, brides are always thinking about how they look. Of course, everybody's going to be staring at them. So, and new moms. I mean, new moms obviously have a little extra weight to lose. All of us, no matter how fit you are, when you get pregnant, you end up with a little extra weight. So these are the types of people that you would look for in terms of weight loss. But again, you don't message them and say, hey, you're a new mom. You probably want to lose 15 pounds. Like, don't do that, or they'll probably be like, go to somewhere where the sun doesn't shine. I don't know. But don't do that. But just know in the back of your mind, like, hey, I saw this girl and she just had a baby like 6 weeks ago. I'm going to message her and see how the baby's doing and then see where it goes from there. So number 2, the category number 2 is better health. So those who are looking for better health might be people who are already going to the gym or personal trainers. Everybody needs better health, first of all. So even if you are a personal trainer, even if you do go to the gym and you love working out and stuff like that, maybe you don't have Shakeology in your life. And we all know that Shakeology is like the healthiest duh meal of the day. So even if you are fit and toned and you look awesome, they might be looking for that one thing that they can grab on the go, and they know that it's healthy and they know it's all natural. So don't discount people who are already fit. That doesn't mean that they wouldn't be interested, especially for the coaching. People with on-the-go careers, if you see people talking about always constantly being in their car, or they travel a lot, or they're working 10 hours a day and they rarely get a break, or they're overworked, overtired. These are the types of people who may need Shakeology because it's a quick meal. You can drink it on the go, and it gives you energy and it gives you that nutrition that you need to get through those long days. People who just want to tone, it doesn't necessarily have to be about weight loss, but if they mention, oh, I want to, get shredded for the beach, whatever, now maybe they might be interested in 21 Day Fix Extreme. People who are already active, that obviously goes back to the gym goers, and busy folks, basically everyone who doesn't need Shakeology in their life. I mean, come on. Everybody's busy. Everybody needs better health. Everybody needs a little boost. I mean, Shakeology just suits so many people. So those are just little, that might be the bridge for those types of people. Shakeology might be the bridge. Okay, so the third category was the community and the friendships. So people who might be looking for friendships are stay-at-home moms, military spouses, people who have recently relocated, moved out of state, moved away from their family, people who are in unhappy relationships. This is such a touchy one, but it's one that has come up time and time again for me. So I wanted to point it out, and hopefully you guys can recognize this, because sometimes those are the people who actually need us the most, and it breaks my heart. Obviously, do not lead into a message saying, hey, I saw that your marriage sucked, let's be friends. No. But realize that people who are in unhappy, unhealthy relationships may be needing somebody, they may feel detached and alone, and this might be what they need, not because they need to lose weight, not because they are desperate to try Shakeology, but because they want to be a part of something that's greater than what they're a part of right now. And introverts. Hello, this is like my category. I was a stay-at-home mom of a Navy wife. We had recently moved out of state, away from everyone we knew, and I'm an introvert. So how in the world was I ever going to make friends? Well, my husband had just left for a 9-month deployment. So this was perfect for me. And the thing that pulled me in, I mean, I did want to lose weight, but the thing that like kept me there was that I became a part of this awesome community. So number 4 is empowerment. This is for those people who need a challenge. Again, stay-at-home moms. Stay-at-home moms need like everything. You're going to see me put it down there because I was a stay-at-home mom, and I just felt like all of this was so perfect for me. Stay-at-home mom or trophy wives, people who just, you know, their husbands worked all their lives and they just stayed home all their lives, you know, stay-at-home wives, which is nothing's wrong with it, but maybe they need their mind to be stimulated. Maybe they want a challenge for themselves and they want to bring in their own money, even if it's, you know, $50 a week. It's their money that they haven't earned in years. Or those who forfeited careers. So basically, you know, maybe a mom got pregnant and she had a great career that she loved and she was challenged in, but she decided for the better of the family, she was going to stay home. This might be exactly what she needs or what she's looking for, because it challenges your mind, it makes you think, and it gives you something to focus on outside of, you know, those roles that you fulfill as wife and mother and daughter and whatever else. So number 5 would be finances. Look for people who love going on vacation. They either, you know, talking about it, or they vacation a lot. They just have gone on vacation, or they're about to go on vacation. College graduates and college students, obviously there's debt involved with college. No way around that. So maybe they need just the supplemental income that's going to help pay off that debt while their regular full-time job is, you know, paying their bills. One income families, you know, a lot of one income. My family was a one income family when I was growing up, and I know that we, you know, lived paycheck to paycheck, and there wasn't always, you know, my friends would walk down to the pizza place and I would pretend that I wasn't hungry because I didn't have the extra $5 to, you know, buy a slice of pizza and a can of soda like they did, because, you know, their families had the extra money, whereas my family didn't. So there are people who are like that, who have to tell their kids no because they only have the one income and it just barely pays the bills. New homeowners need money, trust me, and everyone, because who doesn't? Okay, so this one's gonna be difficult because I can't really see my notes here. I think. So those who want security, number 6 is for the future. Those who are, maybe they're planning to expand their family, they're talking about, you know, having kids, or they want to add to their family or whatever. Don't assume because somebody's pregnant or somebody's wanting to get pregnant that they can't coach, because it's a great opportunity to get started coaching. They can end up fit at the end of their pregnancy. They can end up more fit after they've had their kid. Plus, they have the extra money where they can build the perfect nursery, or they can put it into savings for, you know, juniors college fund, whatever. People who are wanting to retire from the military. I know for myself, in our family, after 8 years, Travis wants to get out, and we want Travis to be out of the military. And for us, this is a great way for me to be able to build an income that's going to give us the luxury of choosing where he goes next, if we even go anywhere. So people who want to retire from the military, wanting to supplement their income, people who recognize that while their income may be great right now, if they do want to do things in the future, they're going to need a little bit more money. And this is how Sarah Robbins, if you haven't read How to Rock Your Network Marketing Business, highly suggest it. But this is how she started. She was a teacher and she just wanted a little extra money, and now she's a multimillionaire and obviously not teaching anymore. Or just start a savings account. sometimes you see people posting about how they have to replace a tire on their car or something. They don't have the money to get the tire, or there's just something that they need, but they just can't get it yet. They have to wait until their next paycheck. I mean, people post this stuff all the time. So you might want to approach them and know in the back of your mind that the bridge to them is going to be talking about the security that they'll have when they have a savings account for those types of things. Oops. And then 7 was passion. This one's my favorite one. Those who want to find their passion. It's such a hard topic because sometimes they don't even know what they're supposed to be passionate about. They just feel kind of lost. So stay-at-home moms, they're like the top of every category, these poor stay-at-home moms. People who have jobs but not careers. You know, they work in retail, or they work, which is fine. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a lot of people love that. But if they're a job and they're not a career, they haven't gone to school for it, and they're not super invested in it, maybe they just want something they can be more passionate about. Unhappy career folk, even people who did go to college and they do have a career, sometimes they're left unfulfilled by these careers. It's not everything they thought it would be, or it's starting to lose its luster. Military spouses spend a lot of time following their spouses around because their spouses have very little say in where they go, when they go, what's going on, you know, so they bend over backwards basically to accommodate the military spouse's schedule because they're attached to the military. Moms in general, a lot of moms have kids and they forget who they are. They forget who they are outside of their role as a wife or a mother. And then lost creatives, because sometimes people are super creative and they don't know what to do. That was totally me as well. And a lot of people don't realize that this business is creative. It's not just about being fit or losing weight or constantly working out 20 hours a day. There's a lot of behind the scenes things that takes creative power, and that's pretty much what I love the most about this business. So I like to link that to other people who I think are creative or could be creative. So that's just a bridge that I enjoy using. Let's see. So trigger statuses, I mean, there is just a wide variety of things that you can look for when you're scrolling on your newsfeed, because I know you're all scrolling on your newsfeed. I know I do all the time. But these things that you can look for, and again, don't just like message somebody and be like, I saw you're bored, want to coach. That's not going to work. But notice people who post about being bored, because I don't know about you guys, I'm like never bored anymore. It just doesn't happen to me because there's always something to do. There's always something to like challenge my mind with, even if it's just reading personal development. That at least I'm learning, I'm thinking. So people who are bored, it boggles my mind. I want to be like, well then here's something to do, but instead I'll just start a friendly conversation with them and know in the back of my mind that's going to be the bridge. That's where I'm going to bring up Beachbody eventually down the road. Deployment sucks. Obviously, I started coaching right after my husband left for deployment, and it was like the best thing that I could have done for myself. So I see people who are going through deployments, and I know instantly I want to reach out to them. I want to help. I don't want to go back to work tomorrow. If they don't like their job, maybe they will like something staying home and working from home better. That's a really good one. That's a really good indication that they might be looking for something else. Does anyone have any healthy lunch ideas? This is like a passive way for people to say, I'm trying to lose weight, but I don't really know how to lose weight. And this is a good time for you to start a conversation with them and see if there's something that you can do to help. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. Don't assume either way. We just booked our cruise for October, so that's a good way to lead into a hey girl message and eventually bring up that you have a challenge group starting next month, and maybe they would like to join because who doesn't want to be more fit for a cruise? You saw their cruise post. And anyone want to set up a play date? I need adult convo. I see this all the time from stay-at-home moms that are needing that community. So these are just the sorts of statuses that you might see, and in the back of your mind, kind of know a little bit about the person based on the status. It's all about like reading between the lines, and reacting on something that's not necessarily, very few people are going to message you outright and be like, hey, I need to lose weight. You're a Beachbody coach. Hook me up. I want to buy something now. You know, that's not going to happen very often, and especially not in the beginning stages of your coaching career. So you need to be able to look at statuses like this and understand who this person is and why they might need what you have to offer. Rubber banded combos. I coined this term, I think. Don't quote me on that. Maybe I read it somewhere. I don't know for sure. But it's snap it back to the friendship development. Basically, you're going to be developing two topics at once. It's never just about the program. It's never just about the business. Your initial topic of conversation when you message somebody should always be personal and unique to that person. That is why, like, I have such a love-hate relationship with scripts. They're great as guides. They're great things to read through and get, ideas in your head and get things flowing in there. But when I first became a coach, my upline was very fond of copying and pasting. And at first I thought that's how you did it. And it's not, because it's so obvious. It's so, like, you can totally tell. So if you develop two topics at once, you're not just talking about something that you want to talk about. You're talking about something that is going to help that person connect to you on a friend-to-friend, person-to-person level. You want to focus on the friendship above the business. And I wanted to read just a couple little lines to you. I'm reading this book called The Psychology of Selling by Brian Tracy. And he said a couple things that, like, really stuck out to me. He said that your job as a sales professional is to win people over to your side by making it clear that you care about them and want the best for them. It's all about winning people over to your side and helping them to see that you care about them as a person. Because, hello, guys, there are so many Beachbody coaches out there, and I don't want you to start to think in that, like, lacking mentality. That's not what I'm saying. But if they don't get it from you, they're going to get it from somebody else. Why should they connect to you? Why do they relate to you? You have to present yourself and be their friend before you can be their Beachbody coach. And then the other thing he said is, if you begin talking about your product or service before you've built a bridge of friendship to your prospect, the customer will lose all interest in buying from you, because nobody wants to sit and listen to what you want to say. You cannot just message somebody out of the blue and be like, here's what I want to tell you today. Because who cares? They're just what they're going to say. Who cares? But when you approach them and you start asking them about their life and getting to know them, you may end up rephrasing everything that you planned on saying to them in the first place, because it doesn't apply to them after you've gotten to know them. That's why it's just so important to get to know them on a friendship level before you try to solve their problems, basically. So answer the question, return to a friendly topic. They're going to ask you questions. If you want, you start talking to them, maybe you're talking to them about, like, their daughter looked so cute on the beach or something like that. You saw a picture and you're like, oh, your daughter looked adorable in her little swimsuit. I don't know how to cancel that, guys. Do you all see that?
Yeah.
I have no idea where my cursor is right now.
That's fun.
Okay. So just answer the question and return to the friendly topic. So your daughter looked so cute in her bathing suit on the beach. Then maybe she says, well, yeah, she looked really cute, but that's why I didn't take any pictures of me. I didn't like how I looked in my bathing suit. And then you can maybe bring up the 21-day fix, like, oh, I know what you mean. That's why I've started the 21-day fix again. It's such a quick way to get tone. Oh, well, what is the 21-day fix? Well, that's where you're going to answer, and you're going to answer it very briefly. You're going to say it's a clean eating and portion control program with really quick workouts, so it fits really well into my schedule. How long did you go to the beach for? You return to that friendly topic of conversation. Then they're going to say, oh, we were at the beach for like 8 hours. So what do you mean by portion control? How do you do how do you do the portion control? So then you're going to answer their question really quickly. Just don't omit info that they need, but don't oversupply info that they don't need yet. Oh, well, it comes with a color-coded container system. It sounds complex when I say it like that, but it's really simple to follow. I love it. You don't have to weigh food. You don't have to count calories. It's perfect for me. What beach did you go to? And you just keep bouncing it back to that friendly conversation. So if you want to think of it as like leaving a breadcrumb trail for like a duck, like you're feeding ducks at a pond, right? If you drop the whole bread, the duck's just going to stand there and eat the bread. It's not going to follow you. But if you drop little crumbs, the duck's going to pick up a crumb and then follow wherever you go looking for the next crumb. And that's kind of how you want these conversations to seem, like as if they're pulling the information out of you. Like this information that you have is kind of secret. It's kind of VIP, and you're not just going to give it to everybody. So they have to kind of pull it out of you. And by the time you're done with the conversation, whether it's that day or whether this is the 5th time you guys have spoken, whatever it is, they are dying to know about this program. They're dying to try it. And that's what you want. I can't get to the next slide without this. Okay, there you go. Figured it out. So how do you make the switch? Start the convo knowing how they may relate, which goes back to the categories. Have your list of categories. Have your list of angles and the bridges of how this Beachbody business can relate to certain people. Bring up Beachbody in a nonchalant way. Like I said, you're talking to somebody and they mention how they were at the beach, but they hated putting on their bikini. Bring up how you're doing the 21-day fix. Move on to the next thing. Don't make it the focal point. Mention it in passing. They mention having ice cream that night or something. Say, I made the best ice cream out of Shakeology, and it was healthy too. Can you imagine? And then go on back to the friendly topic of conversation. Act like it's not what you want to talk about. Be patient and let it develop naturally. He mentions in this book that you have to present the offer on average 5 times to people before you close. So if you think that you've mentioned it once or twice and that you can never mention it again because they obviously don't care about it because they haven't, signed up to coach with you, that is not true. Don't keep pushing it down their throat. Just let it develop naturally. Keep going back to them and developing that friendship. And eventually it may lead into something like coaching or a challenger or some sort of thing like that. And maybe it doesn't, but then you have a new friend. So where's the harm in that? And then allow the convo to dissipate and come back another day to cite something that was mentioned. So this is a great way to follow up. If the conversation doesn't naturally evolve into something Beachbody or business related, but you have in the back of your mind, like this person really might want to do the 21-day fix, or they really might want to coach, but you don't just want to be random about it and like, this is totally off topic. Wait a few days, step away from the conversation, and then go back and say, hey, I was just thinking about you because you mentioned when we were talking that you were going on a cruise in August, and I'm starting my challenge group in July for the 21-day fix and thought maybe you'd want to, tone up really quick before the cruise. That's not like invasive. That's not like saying, you're overweight, you need to lose weight or something like that. Because I know a lot of people feel like if I invite to a challenge group, I'm basically calling them heavy, which, isn't true. But that's a nice way of saying, like, I remember our conversation, I valued our conversation, and I thought maybe this would add value to your life. People don't get mad about that. They'll either say, oh, that's a great idea, tell me more about it. Or they'll say, no, that's okay, thank you for thinking of me. In which case you haven't done any harm. And the last slide, live out loud. That is our slogan. Remember, the very best thing you can do for your business is to show up every day and be consistently sharing all that you love in the public eye. When people know what you're about, they'll seek your help. If they don't know you coach, it will never come up in your conversations. That's why posting at least one fitness or coaching or Shakeology or team post or shout out on Facebook every single day is so important. Do not post all of these every single day. Post 3 to 5 times a day, one of them being something that indicates you are the go-to person for their health, fitness, friendship, whatever, finances, whatever else I listed needs. If you're not putting yourself out there, if you're posting once every few days, people don't know. They're going to have you who's posting once every few days, who is inconsistent, who, doesn't have that joy and passion oozing out of you. And they're going to have another Beachbody coach over here who's posting 5 times a day how much she loves life and she loves Beachbody products and she loves feeling this way and she loves working from home and like all this stuff. Like, who would you turn to? This isn't a bashing. This isn't to make you feel bad or feel guilty no matter where you are in your business right now, but just think about it from the customer perspective. Who would you ask to be your coach? Somebody who very rarely ever talks about coaching, or somebody who talks about it and loves it, and you can just tell that they love it and they're passionate about it all the time. That is why you need to be posting every single day. Not to be annoying on Facebook, but to be available to people who may need you. So that's it. That's all I've got. We are running out of time. We're down to 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm going to go. Well, I can't stop recording. I don't know where my cursor is. Oh, there it is. Okay. So let me stop recording here.